Am I in the wrong for breaking up with my boyfriend over a lie? My boyfriend and I dated for 9 months, and we broke up a couple months ago. He was with me 24/7, and it was tiring. So honestly, I fell out of love with him. I told him I needed space, and he never gave it to me. But once he finally went home, and he was home for about 4 days, I was happy. But he texted me saying he wanted to come back, and I told him I need more space. The next day, I woke up from messages from him saying that he's going somewhere. Later when I was awake, he said that he smoked weed, vaped, and drank. And I told him he knows how I feel about that type of stuff. He says he's sorry, and I told him I need more space. He never gave it to me, so I was ready to block him. He later got mad and said stuff like, "Fuck you and you're a bitch," and lots of mean stuff like that. He apologized, and I told him he needs to stop and leave me alone. He never did. He went from mad to sad. The next day he told me it was a prank, and I told him he needed to stop, and it didn't seem like one. He did other bad things to me. Later he texted my number telling me to die and that I'm a mistake. Then he said he's sorry for pranking me. He is now my excessive ex-boyfriend who just won't leave me alone. So, am I wrong for breaking up with him? I'm an asshole for purposely hurting my ex's feelings. This was after we broke up multiple times, and he led me on for 3 months. He was super toxic and manipulative and constantly telling me I'm not good enough. And he talked to other girls. He hated me for having a guy best friend, who I've known longer than him. So, here's what happened. He led me on for the last time. I cut him off, and a couple weeks later, started talking to my guy best friend. Not dating, just mostly flirting. Well, I knew it would be a good chance to hurt my ex's feelings. So, the night before I hung out with my guy best friend, I called my ex. And I talked to him for hours about how we should get back together, but we never made anything official. Then, the next day, I posted a story of me and my guy best friend kissing. Oh, he got so mad and started cussing me out, and I simply responded, "How does it feel to be led on?" So, am I the asshole for purposely hurting my ex's feelings? Am I the asshole for flirting and cuddling with my friend's crush? So there's this boy, and let's call him Michael. Quite a lot of people like him, and my friend, let's call her Mia, had Snapchatted him a bit. Nothing serious, but she had said she had a crush on him. About a week later, Michael, me, and a few of our friends go to a party. He was flirting with me literally all night, and we ended up going asleep cuddling. Keep in mind, Mia liked and Snapchatted a lot of guys, so it wasn't like she was in love with this boy. Me and Michael kept Snapchatting a bit after the party, and we FaceTimed a bit as well. It was always him kind of making the first move. There was another party a few days later, and I got drunk and we kissed. Mia found out, and she was so mad at me. Although she's kind of over it now, but I don't know if I was in the wrong here. And as time went on, none of us speak to Michael anymore. So I'm just wondering, am I the asshole in this situation? Am I the asshole for telling my friend that she is mentally ill? I have had many mental health problems, such as bipolar, depression, and ADHD, and I have this friend that we can call Morgan, for over 12 years. When we were playing Minecraft, and as a joke, I killed her. And to my surprise, she hung up the phone and left the game. I was shocked, as we would always joke around like this. I apologized, and she forgave me. When we played Bed Wars, she took all the stuff and was so rude to me when I died. I was having a bad day, so I left the game. She then proceeded to tell me that I was selfish and rude, and I had enough. I told her that she does the same, and she told me that it's different because she needed me on all social media platforms. I reached out to her and told her that I was in the wrong and should have been there. And I told her I think she might have ADHD because she was acting irrational and impulsive. She got furious with me, and I felt horrible. So, am I the asshole for telling my best friend that she is mentally ill? Am I the asshole for cheating on my toxic boyfriend? A little backstory. When I was 14 and my ex was 16 at the time, let's call him Jay, we started speaking and we got together. After about a month, we had a few arguments, but nothing super major. I was also best friends with his best friend. Let's call him Lee. Lee and I would tell each other everything. And about a month into Jay's and I relationship, a few red flags started appearing, like him calling other girls gorgeous. And he was Snapchatting a lot. Of different girls too. He didn't tell me this, but Lee told me later on. When I questioned Jay about everything, he denied it, and I just let him off with it. A few months later, I found out Jay was trying to get a whole new relationship with another girl, so I obviously broke up with him. Around 3 months later, Jay and I started talking again, and he actually ended up changing, and stayed loyal. But he became a lot more controlling and didn't let me see my friends, and we'd argue all the time. He told me he'd break up with me if I got drunk one night. I just had enough. My friends and I went to a party, I ended up getting drunk, and I made out with someone. I told Jay the next day, and he still wanted to be with me, but told me I was not allowed to leave the house, so I broke up with him. Am I the asshole for breaking it off with this guy? So my ex who I was with in October of last year, and we were on and off for a little bit, and everyone was really hoping we'd get back together, but we never did, officially. But then he got a girlfriend, and I had a few short flings as I am leaving for the military in a few months. He got mad and said he didn't want me having flings with other people, and I told him then I don't want him having a girlfriend. But we obviously don't always get what we want in life, so he lied to me and told me that they broke up, and we kinda got back together. But then I left for vacation and he told her to come down, and I found out about it through a mutual friend's story on Snapchat. He said that they were just friends, and she came down to hang out with him. And I told him, no, I'm done with this. And now he's all pissed with me and calls me, but never answers when I try to call him back after I missed his call. Everyone says I'm the asshole for breaking it off with him. But I'm just wondering, am I the asshole for breaking it off with him? Am I the asshole for falling in love with my best friend and not telling her? My current best friend Audrey has never claimed to be homophobic or transphobic, but still makes rude remarks and jokes about the LGBTQ plus community. I am out as a proud bisexual and I have been for almost a year now. And she has always been accepting of me, but when it comes to other people, Audrey can be very judgy. Her and I always talk about how weird it would be for me to like any of our close girlfriends, and how I could never see myself with any of them. But recently I've started to grow feelings for Audrey. Her and I are very close. We hold hands, we're very touchy, and we kiss every once in a while in a joking way. But I've noticed recently that it's felt different. Audrey has said things in the past that she can never be with a girl. If I grew feelings for her, she'd want to know immediately so we could deal with it. But I don't know what that means. I don't want her to drop me for my feelings, but every part of me wants to be with her in more than just a friend way. Should I just say fuck it and tell her, or do I hide it? Please give your advice. I'm at the asshole for liking my brother's best friend. So basically I have two older brothers and they're way older than me. Well, one of my brothers have always had this friend over and we'll call him Jack. Well, Jack comes over a lot, and at first we used to always mess around with each other. It was like a hate-hate relationship. Well, I started to have a crush on him because we were low-key flirting with each other one day. We were getting my house ready for a family to come over for my brother's grad party. Well, I was cleaning the back deck and we have these little LED balls that were solar powered. He said, hey, you should try to send that my way, because he was standing around our pool. So I did, and he threw it at me and it splashed me. So we started splashing each other back and forth, and I ran after him and started throwing water on him. Well, he threw me in the pool and I started catching feelings for him. I just thought it was a silly crush. One night he gets drunk and he comes into my room and we're hanging out messing with each other, and I really started to develop feelings for him. Well, my brother's grad party happens and he gets drunk and giving me a bunch of hugs and honestly made my heart melt. He gave me his phone password and told me to snap all his friends too. He had fell asleep across me and was having his head on my lap as well. Then he gets high and says that he likes me. I tell him I do too and we start kissing. The next morning he says he doesn't like me and just said that he lied for no reason. He hasn't been back to my house since. What do I do? Am I the asshole for wanting my roommate to get rid of her cat? For some backstory, I had to look for roommates when my husband left me, so I could afford the mortgage. A friend reached out and expressed interest, but she has a cat. I have a dog. So I said yes, but we'd have to first make sure the pets are compatible. They were, and she moved in. A couple months later, she randomly decided to get another cat that she insisted on rescuing from her brother who was neglecting it. I was hesitant, but again, as long as the pets get along, there shouldn't be an issue. However, the new cat didn't get along with my dog. It charges, swipes, and hisses at my dog at any chance that it gets. I told her if the cat's temperament doesn't get better, she'd have to reconsider rehoming it. She said it's not fair and that I can just get rid of my dog, since she's paying rent so I can keep my house. We have been getting along up until this point, but I'm worried about the safety of my dog, or if my dog reacts to the cat's aggressiveness. He's only a Chihuahua, but I care for the safety of all the pets involved. So, am I in the wrong here? Am I the asshole for wanting my roommate to get rid of her cat? Am I the asshole for leaving my now ex-boyfriend? We met 3 years ago and we were best friends. It wasn't until March of 2021 that we started dating. I never had any worries about him cheating on me because I knew he was loyal and I could trust him. Or so I thought. This girl came into his life. They met September 2020 and became good friends really quick. Before we started dating, she would constantly flirt with him and try so hard to get his attention. We all had a big group of friends who knew this boy, and I had a thing for each other. The girl made me so uncomfortable because the boy I was now dating told me they had a past together. I was completely unaware of this. She sent him pictures and continued to do everything to get his attention. He started sleeping on the phone with her and always talking to her alone, knowing how uncomfortable I was about it. I begged and cried for him to block her, for only him to tell me to shut up because they were just friends. And I had to deal with it. It got to the point where I didn't care anymore. I treated him how he treated me. I ended things with him because I couldn't take it anymore. So, would I be the asshole in this situation? And guys, you guys can always submit stories in my Instagram DM. Thank you. Am I the asshole for outing my ex to my friend after he cheated on me? I, female, have been dating my ex, male, for 2 months, when things started to get a little bit suspicious. When summer started, we had to do long distance for a month because he would go and visit his grandparents in another city. He had a lot of friends there, so I never questioned his late responses to my texts. One day, I wake up to a huge text from him confessing that he had been cheating on me for the whole month that he was away, not with one but 2 people at the time. He called me all kinds of names for not figuring out his sexuality, even though he never told me anything about it. I was heartbroken, not knowing where all this hatred for me had came from. So, I told my friends everything and made them promise not to tell anyone. Apparently, one of them started texting others, and now I'm getting texts from people calling me names for supposedly outing my boyfriend, when all I really did was just tell my friends about my heartbreak. So, am I the asshole for outing my ex to my friend after he cheated on me? Am I the asshole for liking my best friend's brother? So me and my best friend, we'll call her Jen, have been friends since kindergarten. We've always been really close, but ever since 5th grade started, I started getting feelings for her brother. Him and I were only 1 year apart in age, but 2 years in grades. I think he likes me back, but I'm not sure. He's always trying to impress me by wrestling with my best friend whenever I'm around. Over the summer, Jen's mom got the pool ready and we would always be in it. He would go in whenever me and Jen were in there. He once picked me up and threw me in. I'm not sure if it was playful or flirty. He's also really talkative with me. I've even caught him taking pictures of me and smiling. Once his mom even said to me, "Love my baby boy." So I think she kind of caught on. I feel bad for liking him because he's my best friend's brother. And she's like family to me. I told Jen that I really like him and she was really supportive of it, but I still feel like the asshole though. So am I the asshole for liking my best friend's brother?